Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I thought I would talk to you guys about my thoughts about Polene. If you guys didn't know, I actually don't own any bags from Polene at the moment, but if you guys are interested to hear my thoughts, then just keep watching. So if you guys have never heard about Polene, it is a French brand, but I do know that a lot of their bags are actually made in Spain. Like, I've heard stories about if you need a repair or anything, they do have to ship it internationally back to Spain to get it repaired. Maybe they have different warehouses, I don't know exactly. So this is the thing, aesthetically, I actually am very intrigued by Polene. I've been intrigued by Polene since I first found out about the brand. I think I first found out about Polene maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, mainly because I would watch a lot of bag collection videos from Japanese just models or influencers or just random people, to be honest, and a lot of people in Japan love Polene. So many bag collection videos that I've seen always includes at least one Polene bag, and by far the most popular Polene bag that I've seen in Japanese bag collection videos for sure is the numero 9, which is like the number 9 bag, which I will talk about later. So first I'm just going to talk about a couple reasons why I haven't bought anything from Polene, and then at the end I'm going to tell you guys my 5 favorite bags that if I did buy from Polene, those are the bags that I would pick. So first off, they don't have a lot of stores. There's no stores in LA. I believe the only one in America is in New York, and then they have one in Seoul in Korea, and then they have one in Japan, which again I wish I went. You guys know me, the love of my life, Aoi Ihara. She just recently bought a Polene bag as well, and she went to that location. I just can't believe I didn't think about it. And then they have 3 locations in Paris, so that's one of the things. I do know that the customer service in stores can be hit or miss. Like, some people really like it, some people don't. It really depends. I feel like that kind of just goes without saying with a lot of luxury or contemporary boutiques. Like, I even hear people have some bad experience at Kate Spade, you can have a bad experience at Chanel, the list goes on. So going off the lack of stores, the number 2 reason is their customer service. If you just type in Polene customer service Reddit, the amount of stories that you have heard of people emailing people and them not replying, asking for a refund and nobody replying. The fact that on multiple occasions you can find somebody tell about how bad the customer service, and don't get me wrong, of course it's not 100% horrible, but if it's even 30% or more of people have bad customer service, the customer service is not good. The fact that I read so many comments of people say that they would have to send like 3 emails, it would take them 2 weeks to reply, or they get no reply, that they have to file a claim with their credit card company, all those things, that's horrible. And then bouncing off the customer service issue, my number 3 issue is the lack of quality. I feel like overarchingly people have said on Reddit threads how the quality from, let's say, 5 years ago, like when Polene first came onto the scene, versus now is not the same. There have been so many photos, which I will obviously insert, where the hardware will break off, and the crazier thing, it's not like 3 years later my bag broke, or even 1 month later my bag broke. There are so many instances where people have said that the first time they used the bag it broke, just taking the bag out of the box it broke, or they would receive the bag, open it, and I saw this one photo of the leather bits are actually like chipped off. Do you guys remember when the Chanel 22 had that huge scandal where everyone was saying that the leather was chipping, Well, that is happening to Polene right now. Obviously the price difference is huge, like a $5,000 bag, that definitely should not be happening, but $600 is still a lot of money for a bag. For it to be opened up and you see the chipping is crazy, like absolutely insane. I remember the one photo when I was thinking of getting into Polene. I don't remember exactly when I saw it, like genuinely considering, like, you know what, I think I'm gonna buy a Polene bag. Like, the price point isn't too bad, and I'm just so interested, just because you guys know me, I like follow so many Japanese influencers, and I just wanted to Google it, like Polene quality issues, and the very first photo that I ever discovered of Polene's like declining quality issues is this one. I believe it was the numero 1 bag. I think that one is, if anything, the most popular, that most people recognize Polene by, but it has this little hardware bit on the front, and a Reddit user posted it and the hardware bit broke, and then I believe I saw comments of people underneath being like, same thing happened to me, same thing happened to me, same thing happened to me. And the fact that so many people, even 6 people, to be like, same thing the first time I used it, that is wild to me, and that immediately put me off, and I was like, okay, I'm not buying a Polene bag. Like, $600 on a bag, I can buy a Chanel card holder with that, and Additionally, so this just has a domino effect, because first, if you have a lack of physical locations, then you have a lack of response rate because you have questions, people have questions, and then the quality decline, and then the cherry on top, the fact that I've read so many comments of people say that they had an issue with their bag, that they either need to get it repaired or exchanged or refunded, and either if you want a refund, they either don't respond or they take forever to respond. Worse, it starts breaking, let's say. So I believe they have a 14-day return window of when it's processed. I don't believe it's when it's delivered. I'm pretty sure it's when it's processed. I read somewhere that someone's bag broke 2 days after the return window. So let's say your bag broke on day 16 and you no longer can get a refund for it. I think that is absolutely ridiculous when it is a manufacturer error. But if your bag breaks, like the front hardware literally comes off and you no longer make it into that window anymore, that to me is just absolutely insane to me. Like, you're not standing behind like what you're producing. But then to carry over that, the straw that broke the camel's back is the fact that everyone says that you have to pay the fee to ship it back to Spain or wherever the manufacturers are to get it fixed. So not only did I buy a defected bag, but I have to pay to get it fixed when it's within, even to me, 6 months. If that happens, I think that's absolutely wild, like absolutely wild. But like I said, don't get me wrong, not everybody has had this experience. If you had a really good experience, please leave it down below. Or if you had a bad experience, please leave it down below, because it will definitely help other people. But for me, 30% of people are unhappy. People are unhappy because, for example, let's say every 3 times I go to a restaurant, I get a bad experience, and I go 10 times. That's not consistent. To have good service, you need consistency without a doubt. But here on the other side, so obviously you guys know that I do live in LA, so we do not have a store here. I haven't been to the Paris locations. I haven't been to the New York location. So I've actually never in my life felt a Polene bag in person. I just base it off of the photos, and which I will give them though. One saving grace is the amount of mod shots that they have their models wearing the bags. Honestly, 100 out of 10, never in my life on any brand website that I've seen gives the amount of photos. They literally do every single color in every single bag, easily at minimum 3 photos each of some model wearing it, like out in the mountains or something like that, which I really appreciate. You can see the color, the size, the way it lays. There was this one photo where somebody was literally wearing it as a necklace. Celine could never. You guys know how much I love Celine, okay? But the fact that they do not have mod shots on their website absolutely sends me. So you can look at a bag, let's just say the Ava bag, and be like, I don't know how big this is it small, is it big, da 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 da. There is literally just white and then a Celine bag. So definitely I don't understand why Celine doesn't do mod shots. It really doesn't make sense at all, but I digress. Purely based on my ignorance, I have never actually touched the leather. I don't know about the quality. I know overarchingly everyone says that the quality of Polene has definitely gone down, as you saw from the photos. I'm just so curious. I actually have 2 Tory Burch bags when I was still in college, and I used them to go to work to my serving job at the time, and I worked at a sushi restaurant, da 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 da. So the thing is, both of the Tory Burch bags were from the same collection, I guess. They were both the same shade of pink. However, the leather on both of the bags were so different. One definitely felt very cardboardy and kind of giving like Forever 21 faux leather vibes, whereas the other one was actually really nice. It was like malleable. It was kind of very similar to the Gucci Soho Disco type of leather, not as soft but similar. So I wonder if Polene is more gonna feel like that cardboardy leather, or if it's actually gonna be really, really nice, because when you look at photos of them, as aesthetic as they are, it doesn't look soft. To me, it kind of looks stiff. It looks very stiff. Whereas, for example, if you look at the Louis Flamenco, it looks soft and it is soft. Same thing with like the YSL Lulu. The way that it looks, that's the way that it feels. Whereas the way the Polene bags look to me, they just don't look soft. Like, they look very structured and stiff. But definitely a pro would for sure be their color range too. Like, not all negatives. Like, obviously the design I really do like. They do have a couple seasonal colors, which I think is fun. Like, they'll add like pastels, or they'll add like a shearling bag as well. And then lastly, I do know, since I've never purchased from a Polene bag, I do know like before their starting bag price was around like 300, 350, and then now in the last what, like 5 to 6 years, they definitely have raised their price from what I've seen. Now bags range from like 400 to like 680 around there. I did not see a single bag that was like 1,000 or even 800. I think the most expensive that I saw was like 680, but I'm not 100% sure. So price point wise, I still think it's fine, but definitely if you compare it to their older prices, but I feel like that applies for all brands, like old Prada versus new Prada price, night and day difference. Okay, one bag used to be $700, that same bag is now $1,300. So it's like you kind of have to just accept that with inflation inflation or whatever they want to justify it with, the prices are not going to be the same. But to me, they're still doable. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you guys my top 5 picks of bags that I personally would buy. If you guys own any of these bags, please let me know your experience. If you're pro or con any of them, like the ones that I like. If you're like, Maggie, don't do it, the quality is terrible, please let me know. Please let me know. Okay, so my number 5 pick is definitely the Cyme bag. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm not quite sure. So this bag, they actually don't have that many colors. Definitely their other bags, they have more colors. But what I like about this is, one, they come in 2 different sizes, and when you actually look at the model, their mini size and their regular size, I mean, when you put them side by side, the mini obviously looks a lot smaller, but when you see the mini on the model, like the mod shot, it actually still looks decently sized. And what I like about this bag truly is the fact that, one, the shape I feel like is just very, it looks very comfortable because it's round, whereas a Neverfull, that tote, it's just very square, whereas I feel like this on, you guys know me, I love my crescent shaped bags, and this is literally a crescent shaped tote bag. So I actually love the detailing of the little strappy bits. It's giving kind of like Celine belt bag in a way with the little strappy bits. But my favorite bit is the fact that there's 2 sets of straps. There's a short set of straps and then a long set of straps, which is kind of like the Louis Vuitton on the go. But it's really emulating to me the old Celine Cabosse tote. I believe they're phasing it out because they don't have as many colors as they used to. One other detail is I actually really like that on their cognac color and then their tan one, they actually have white stitching, which really reminds me of like the Birkin bags where it's gold and white stitching. I know there's a name for it, for the two-tone, but I really like that. It just, anytime I see brown with white stitching, I just instantly think of like Hermes Birkin, which is really cool. This just looks great for travel, great for the beach, great for work, on the go. Like, you can just fit so much. Even the bigger one, I feel like it would be a really good kind of like road trip bag where you need to put like your water bottle, a bunch of chips, camera, everything, and just like keep it. Even though the shape obviously is different, not embroidered, but it's kind of like functionality wise, if I had this bag, I would use it the same way that I would use my Dior book tote, where you just kind of put everything in there and then you like chuck it on the floor and then you're kind of good to go. I do wish they had more colors in this, but I mean, they do have the neutrals, and then they do actually have like a canvasy one, which I actually really like for summer. I would be afraid that it would get dirty, but I like that the bottom base is leather, and you could even see it on the inside of the bag. Like, this whole outfit I think is so cute. It's just screaming summer to me. And I don't know how comfortable the thin strap would be, like, or how heavy this bag is, because with the canvas it could be heavy. I mean, with the leather it could also be heavy. I feel like between the two I would lean more towards the larger one, only because the smaller size definitely does remind me of like a basket bag, or like a Celine basket bag, Loewe basket bag, like just kind of that shape, and I feel like that'd be too redundant in my collection when I eventually do add a basket bag. So I would definitely lean towards the large size, but I feel like it is very large. For everyday, for me, I feel like it would be too big, but definitely for travel, like airport bag, road trip bag, I actually would really like it. There is no zipper on it. It is very wide open, which is a pro and con, because obviously if you're traveling, people can pickpocket, but on the other side it'd be so easy to just grab everything, look for things, and all that stuff. And then the Cyme bag I think is a phenomenal price for an all leather bag, a tote bag at that, and it's $520, and then the mini size is $460. I feel like the mini size should be $400 or at least $420. I feel like there should be a minimum of like $100 price difference, because the mini and the regular size are so close in price, even though the size is basically doubled. So that one, Okay, so my number 4 pick is the Tonka bag, and I really like this because I just love that it's like a bean shape. It's kind of like a very modern red bean shaped esque bag. I love the shades in here. They have this beautiful mauve, and then this color called sandalwood, which is a very like red tone brown, which I think is really pretty. And I just love the little like cinch at the end of it as well. It's kind of giving me like that fortune cookie vibe, just that little cinch, and then at the same time like a little bean. I do know some of the Tonka bags has like the two-toned colors, so the strap is a shade darker or a different shade, and then the base is a lighter one. I personally prefer it to all be one color, but I do kind of like that semi pop of color even though it's muted. But if I were to choose a Tonka, it would for sure just be all of one color. Instantly when I saw the mod shots, I no joke thought this is basically a nice leather version of the viral Uniqlo crescent bag. Tell me, with the model on, like it's just a nice version of the Uniqlo bag. However, the Tonka bag I did see on Reddit did have a lot of issues. Ironically, the Cyme bag that we just talked about, I didn't actually find any issues that people had with it. Maybe just because it's so open, there's not a lot of hardware and all that stuff. But with the Tonka, I've seen a photo of someone's like whole leather bit just break off, and then somebody commented and was like, well, you just need to put it back on. But it's like, should that really be happening? $600. and it's brand new. Like, I'm not saying this $600 bag needs to last for 20 years, but you know, like 1 year really is minimum. Like, that's like barely asking for anything. I actually really like this. I would love to try this on. It makes me curious too, because when I saw photos of this, especially in that taupe color, it reminded me of the Dior saddlebag as well, just from like the way that it lays, and I think also the color. Obviously the Dior saddlebag has the hardware bit, whereas this is just kind of the satchel, so this leans more like a nice version of the Uniqlo bag, which I like. If you genuinely love the Uniqlo bag and you kind of want to like step it up but still not be too loud or too crazy, I feel like this would actually be a really good option. And the colors, they have this like one shade of green called Laurel that I actually really love, just to look at it and to own, but to wear, I feel like I would go with sandalwood, to be honest, or honestly even taupe. And then price point really quick. So with the Tonka bag, they do only have it in one size, and it is $540, which, you know, I'm not mad about, considering again a Chanel card holder or just any card holder in general, which is what, like this tiny, starting price is around like $390 all the way up to, let's say, $600 for a flat card holder. And this, you can get an entire bag that's made of leather for $540, so I'm not mad about that. I just really wish I went to the Polene store in Japan. I'm so stupid. Okay, so the number 3 choice is definitely the numero 8, which is essentially number 8. And I just, aesthetically, I just feel like this bag design is just so different, modern, special, but also really like feminine and soft at the same time. It's extremely structured. Out of all the bags, this is the one that I really would like to touch. I want to see like how soft the leather is. Is it flexible? Is it malleable? Or is it just extremely stiff? But visually, I just really like this. I don't know, I think the way that the leather is folded, it just reminds me of like a Japanese pudding cup, and I don't know, there's something weirdly satisfying about that. I just love the way that it's like looped. And also, I don't own a bucket bag, at least I don't think. I'm pretty sure I don't own a bucket bag, because I'm debating between the Montresor, the Celine 16 bucket bag, or honestly, I thought about getting this. This was actually one of the top 2 bags I was considering on trying when I wanted to try Polene out, and then obviously I saw the horrible customer service reviews and I was like, maybe we'll take a step back and take a little break. But this was actually the number 2 bag that I was considering. I love that you can top handle it. I love that you can shoulder bag it. The fact that this bag does come in 2 sizes as well. So the regular size is 520 and then the smaller size is 470. Again, I wish between the mini and then the regular size that the price difference was a little bit wider, just because I mean the sizes are different, so hello. But in terms of aesthetic, I just feel like this is so, I don't see this matching with a lot of different outfits, for example, but I feel like in my wardrobe it could match a good amount. Like if you want to wear like a white summer dress, I feel like this would go with it, or like a pair of jeans and a white t-shirt, this would go with it for sure. I love that there's feet on this bag. Like I love that there's feet on this bag so much. And I feel like this bag is also really popular in Japan as well. I think I just love how different this is, because for example, like compared to the Montresor, in general most bucket bags are just kind of like fabric looped up, whereas I love that this is like leather that's like folded around, which I think is just really interesting. So my number 2 pick is definitely the numero D, which is basically the number 10 bag. And first, just to get the cat out of the bag, I definitely feel like this looks like a combination between the Prada shoulder bag, I don't know exactly the name, but you guys know which one I'm talking about, that one. So if you really wanted the Prada bag but you can't afford it, this is a very good alternative. This is actually the one that Aoi Ihara picked when she went to the Polene store in Japan. I watched that vlog, I'll link it down below. She actually made me fall in love with it, because you guys know me, I love my shoulder bags, like I truly do, hence why I have 2 Prada bags. I want to add a 3rd one, and you guys know me, I actually want to add 2 more Avas in my collection, like eventually later on. I just personally love the shape. It just looks very comfortable. I love that this one, the shoulder straps are actually adjustable too, so you can make it longer, you can make it just like super cute and short. And I actually love the white stitching on some of the bags. They have so many different colors, and I mean so many different colors. I definitely think their regular tan and also just like that dark teal emeraldy color is one of my favorites for sure. It's just, ugh, you guys know me, I'm just trapped in this like teal emerald situation. But again, like I said, the leather on this, I definitely need to touch it because it just looks very stiff to me. If you've ever touched the Celine Triomphe Ava bag, I was judgmental. I honestly thought it looked very stiff, and then I touched it in person and it was so supple and soft. Like I was shooketh. truly. I mean, I highly doubt the Polene one is going to be as supple as the Celine one, but if it is, that would be really interesting. I believe this leather is their textured version, so there's no way it's going to be as soft as the Celine one, of course, but very interested in seeing the feel of this textured. Like, is it going to feel more like a Prada Saffiano leather, which I personally am not a huge fan of, just because as detail, yes, but as the actual bag, I don't like how hard it is. It just feels too plasticky for my liking. And I think this one, on a day-to-day situation, I feel like I would wear this to the ground. I just think it looks really soft, simple, and definitely like an all year round type of a bag. So my number one pick if I were to get a Polene bag would for sure, without a doubt, be the numero 9 bag. And this is the thing, I don't feel like this bag looks very practical, to be honest. However, visually, I just feel like it looks kind of like the numero 8 bag. Is the fact that it's very different, especially in my collection. I have a lot of bags. I have a lot of bags that are similar, some that are different, and I'm always looking to add a different type of bag, and this is just the way that it looks, like very flowy and pillowy, and just like a very strange word to use, but it looks very like voluptuous, you know, because it goes like skinny and then it goes like, it has hips. Like, this bag definitely has some hips to it, okay, little side me, and I don't know, it just looks very interesting. This bag, without a doubt in my mind, is the number one bag from Polene that I see people in Japan have, or at least influencers, models, all that stuff. Like, when people get into Polene, this bag is the one that I've seen so many times, especially in either that like beigey pink color, which is similar to like a rose d'Avant color, or just like their cream color. It's like a cream, but like a taupey, like a khaki cream color. Those two, without a doubt, I've seen the most. The only thing is, when I've seen this bag crossbody, it looks uncomfortable because obviously the top handle part is very stiff. So that's the thing that I'm kind of like, I definitely need to try this bag on for sure. So in terms of visuals, like, I don't know, it just looks so feminine and soft, and I just really, really like the way it looks. I like how different it is. I actually don't see a lot of people having issues with this bag. Actually, wait, maybe I did see somebody have like issues on the stitching. I'm not sure if it was another bag, but that could be it. I mean, it's just unfortunate that the quality has gone down because they got so much more popular. But like I said, again, this is why I just need to go into a store to touch it. The feel of the leather will really change it regardless of design. If the leather feels cheap, or if it feels too stiff and cardboardy for my liking, I just won't buy it regardless of the design. I wonder, out of all the bags that they have, like which one is the softest. That's very interesting. Or do they all use the same calf skin? But I just love the color combinations that they have for this. This one, they don't have as many colors as the numero D, but this one still has a good amount of colors. And ironically too, this one, it has two sizes, but this one, out of all the ones that I mentioned, is the most expensive. This one is $610. I wonder if it's because like the way that they have to like structure the leather, like to set it, if that's what makes it more expensive. I'm not quite sure. Aesthetically, I really do enjoy this. Between the mini size or the regular size, again, I would have to see. I would probably lean functionality wise, I would want to get the regular one. When I see this bag crossbody, I feel like the mini size looks the best. So maybe moving forward, if they see all the things on Reddit that people are saying, the lack of consistency on quality control, if they step it up and the reviews are now like, okay, they finally got their stuff together, they're changing, then maybe I'll consider it. And definitely it might change if I eventually am able to go to a store in person, try it on, touch it, then maybe I would buy a bag. Alrighty guys, we've come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this was helpful for you guys. If you guys have shopped with Polene, if you guys bought something from Polene and you had a really bad experience or a really great experience, like let's say you returned something and it was done deal, super easy, they responded promptly, they gave you a refund very quickly, or if you guys received a bag, like that's the craziest thing. Imagine paying, opening up a bag brand new, and the leather is chipped or the hardware breaks off. Like you're literally pulling it out of the cardboard box that it came in and then it breaks. Like that is insane. Or even within a month that it breaks, the fact that they're gonna be like, yeah, unfortunately you're out of the window, so now you have to basically pray that if your bag breaks, it needs to break within the first 2 weeks or else you're screwed. Like, why would you have to pay to get something fixed when it's brand new? Like, that's just crazy. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy today's video, as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps support my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. So basically, moral of the story is that I wanted to buy something from Polene. I was going to, and then I did more research and I was like, you know what, maybe I need to tread lightly. I saw this one comment in particular that said something that was like, another day, another bad Polene review, and I was just cackling.